AI. Always a fun topic. Actually, there's a lot of people that really dislike doing AI. I've always enjoyed AI. But I think we should definitely make some AI because I love AI. So here we have our possum. And he doesn't do much. We have a spot we can kill him by jumping on him. We have a trigger that he can attack us with. Kind of listens to gravity a little bit. I mean, he has that set velocity to 0. So, how do we want to move this guy around? Well, if we're using velocity, we should start off by getting his position. Get position 2D, not every frame, start position. We're just going to cache that so that we know where he started when he was made. And we need to well, we need to get velocity 2D, and we only need the X every frame. I don't know why I'm doing it in that state. Well, whatever. So we need a way to flip his sprite for starters on the X. And I'm almost thinking conditional expression might do the trick. So X is greater 0.5, and we would store this as a is true statement. Sure, why not? But not use any of the events. So set sprite flip. I have no idea if this is going to work, but why not try? So, more or less we're saying if the velocity is greater than 0.5, face one direction. If it's not, face the other direction. Of course, I can't just give him velocity. It doesn't work that way. So let's also set velocity 2D. Move this to the top. And just for testing purposes, let's see what happens if we do this. Oh, he is freaking out of here. Alright, so let's go with 0.75. So there we have our enemy. And he is, I don't know why my mouse isn't working. Alright. Got that weird little thing happening. My mouse, I can't click and drag around. Alright, well. Anywho, though, as you can see, he's facing that direction, and we move him to this direction, holy god, that would be fast. He's facing that direction. There we go. And he decided to die. I'm not too sure why. So that worked just fine. I should probably drop that value a bit, but if his velocity is greater than 0.25, we're just going to face one direction. If not, we're going to face another direction using the conditional expression x greater 0.25. Now let's get rid of that. So that's just going to be the way we face objects. So how do we actually want to move him and get targets? Well, what if we get a position 2D, it's our current position, and we get another 2D position, which is a no, because we don't want to use that. We don't want to use an object. So let's vector to add xy. So we're going to take the current position and no, I'm right. We're going to add a random value. Float random. And it's going to be anywhere from, say, -10 to 10. Store that as a random value. That's not going to be every frame, at least not for this moment. We're going to add random value to that, and then we are going to set vector 3. No, we'll finish that. That gives us a destination, and then again we are going to get this, but we got to name this something else. We can't reuse it. If I was smart, I would have named the other one something else, because this one makes sense of it's the current position, which I think that's what I'll do. Let's change this guy over here to, let's just call him position, and then we're gonna add to the position. So then over here we're getting the current position, and we need to vector to operator, and that is current position to position, subtract, end up with a direction, and vector, no, set velocity 2D to this direction every frame. And then we also need a vector 2 operator. Also those same two things. At this time do a distance and stores a float. frame and float compare. Move him to the bottom. Oh, distance, if it is, I don't know, say less than 1, get a new position. Alright, let's just see what that does. And obviously the vector to it is insanely high. Yes, it is. So, vector to normalize. Let's move that into here. Above that, we need direction normalized, which we might have to multiply it after that. I don't know why he explodes when he hits that. We should probably look into that as well. So, here we have an enemy, and the kill spot is looking for, oh, it's just looking for the, oh, okay. Right, so when he hits this, it's going to trigger. Okay, well, let's swap that real quick. Get rid of that. And just have a action trigger event 2D. Limit this to the player tag, and we have got hit. And there we go. Oh, my mouse is working again. So he's moving. And while he's moving, let's check something out here. So our distance, which I didn't put on every frame. So let's just redo that. Alright, so distance is now 12, and it's growing. Direction is -1. So I did these guys backwards. As you can tell, I probably do that a lot. Okay, so he's moving. We're at 5, it's dropping. He isn't gonna make it. Okay, where is, let's bring this down and bring this down to a 0.5. Okay, so now this little guy is moving, and we have a distance of 1.5 already. So we get it, it gets a new one, he goes somewhere else. And he is literally just going to run around. Back and forth, randomly. So we could make it so he stays near the starting point. That's one of the main reasons why I got the starting point, so that we do the random based on the starting point. So he's always kicking around that spot. Right, so we have, here we have get position, and instead we can get FSM vector 2, move him to the top, and no, we are in movement, we want sprite flipping. start position, save that as position, and then don't get position. And you can probably bring these out a little bit. Because now what he'll do is he'll just, wherever he starts, he's only going to go to and fro. And apparently up and down. Oh man, that was close, eh? So we also have to deal with that attack trigger going, I mean that distance of 7 might be a little much. So maybe 6, just a little bit. Speed wise, he's probably okay. I mean, he's a little fast. The direction, we're not going to use the direction actually. Get vector 2 xy to make sure we're only going left and right and not up and down. At the direction, we're going to get the x, and we're just going to use the x. And he went flying off the thing because he's an idiot. But that's okay. What distance he have? 6.5. I'm totally not going to make it. So we'll deal with that after. So what about a random jump? Well, actually no. First let's deal with this trigger thing. So we have his attack trigger here. Okay? At a negative 0.2, just to be nice and even. So his sprite flipping is if true statement. Okay, let's just make another FSM for this. Attack trigger. Okay, so get FSM bool, because there's no point in redoing the bool. From the owner, sprite flipping is true statement. Bool test. Down here, left. If it's true, we're going to go left. I'm going to copy that, paste it here. And this guy is going to be if it's false. Go right. Alright, now, are those actually left and right? I don't know. So let's just take a quick look. So he's going in that direction. This one's active. Perfect. So let's make another attack trigger. Stick it on this side. Call this one right. Attack trigger left. Deactivate that one to start because he's already facing that direction. Activate. Need 2 of those. So these 2 can go up to the top before all the tests. And we have 2 variables, left, right. So left is active, right is inactive. Copy and paste above and swap those. Okay, now here we have this guy, and if he changes positions, I don't know what he's doing there. His little attack vector, or his attack little box, changes too. Looks like he's actually turning around doing different things. He's not, but that's what it looks like. Apparently we should take that up, which is fine. So, should he respond differently to the player? Oh, that's one thing I thought of. We have a player layer. We need to add a layer. We're going to call this bush layer. Okay, so if we are hiding in a bush, right, we are going to set layer of the player to the bush layer. And if we are not in the bush layer, we'll go back to the player layer. And then I'm going to get sneaky and go up into project settings, physics 2D, and say, okay, the enemy layer can't hit bush layer. So bush layer, enemy layer. Just like that. So technically, if I now come into here and hide, he is apparently going to go behind the bush, but he can't hit me. If I come out, I get hit. Oop, I killed him. So, I think the other thing we should probably do, sorting layer, let's put him 2, I think that'll do. Unless he falls off the edge, and we'll never know. Okay, come on, run over the bush. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, run over the bush. There you go. Yeah, so now he's in front of the bush. Perfect. Nope. Ooh. There's some more bush mechanics for him. And maybe that's really all we need to do with this one enemy, is you just have him kind of like that. I mean, he seems to work pretty good. Even though I think it'd be kind of cool to do a random jump and just have him do a random wait, say anywhere between 6 and 12 seconds. Nice big random swing to it, and add force 2D. Let's go say 1.5. Finish. Go over here. Next frame. Finish. Move to the bottom. Just like that. Just to give him a little hop every once in a while. Add some character to him. See if this actually works. Now, if it did, it wasn't very much, and probably because I was on force and not impulse. That was a pretty sad excuse for a jump. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little better. Let's go a little higher though. About 4. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so there we go. Let's just... I mean, it's a pretty simple AI, but works pretty good. So let's stick him in our stuff. There is one of our enemies. Alright, so what else can we do? That's a pretty simple enemy, actually. So I was debating on doing some wall sliding stuff and wall jumping, kind of adding on to that whole situation. But I think we should add some... Oh, my mouse is doing that thing again. Come on. Get off that. I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever. Just gonna stick a few of these around. Sure wish I could pan my screen over. And then what else can we do? We could add some more environment. We have a little house there. Put a little house back there. Nope, not that far back there. That should be good enough. We have some more trees. Put some trees down here. It's all forest-like. Could almost do something with those trees, make them so, like, I don't know, they're climbable or something. Okay, I should add a cave in at some point in time, because caves look nice. Oh, there's a crank down, crank up. Oh, we have levers. That might be good if we go to, say, do a boss. Maybe we'll do like a, you know, like an area, and you gotta turn a crank and it opens up a wall or something, and then you have a boss battle. I think that would be pretty cool. So what do we have here? We could build a little bit more of this kind of stuff. Well, we don't want to go too crazy at the moment, so let's just add a box collider 2D, and let's stick a few of these around. Like that. It's really annoying how I can't scroll my mouse right now. And to help prevent those guys from falling off the edges, let's stick those like that. Okay, so let's grab all this stuff because we don't want it just sitting out here. Let's, I don't know, stick all this environmental stuff. Get it out of here. We don't want to see it anymore. Be gone with you. but I do want to add like a cave and utilize some 2D lighting and stuff. I think that would be fun to do. So what if now where's our stuff? So we have coins, right? And we can stick coins all over the place. Some sort of scoring system at the end. Collect all the data and you have your score. Maybe put a timer on it as well. Right? You just kind of feather them around all over. Kind of like that. You know, and you go and you take your enemy and you stick one over there, one over here, stick one up, one over here, even though he'll jump off instantly. So if we maximize that now, what do we have? E, we can hide. Oh, we have a crazy sprint still. Yeah, we still got to deal with that sprint, eh? Ow. Well, you little bastard. So, that's not good. I wanted to see more of the level. And we should probably play with that camera so it's not an instant follow. So far, I mean, it's getting there for sure. Crazy jumping. Whoa, and off we go. We had 13 coins. Oh, hey, my mouse is working again. Oh, yay! So, there's some cool stuff. Like that camera, though. Like I said, that camera's. I don't like the way it just follows, like just instantly. Right, because it's moving towards, and I think what we should do is probably not do that, because that's silly. So if we get position of the player, we get magnitude, magnitude x and z. No, but we can get distance. So what if we get position, 2D, two things. Here we have our player and the owner, every frame for both, and we're going to do a vector 2 for player position, even though we've probably already got a variable form, and a vector 2, sure. Vector 2 operator. Did that go in? Yes, it did. So distance. We're going to get the distance between both these little guys, store that into a distance every frame, and we need to float compare, move that to the bottom. Distance, if distance is, say, greater than 2, then we need to follow. And we go over there. While we're here, we are going to keep a finish distance on here as, say, 0.5 to have finished, and go over here. Now, let's see what our camera's done. absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, no, it works. It's just distance is way, 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 way too far. So we need to bring that under control. So the finish distance is going to be 0.1, and this guy is going to be if we go beyond 0.5. That's better in ways of when it's got to move. How fast it's moving is uglier than hell. So let's slow that down. See now if we, but yeah, see how it follows. It's still following. It's got this nice follow still. That was weird. But I mean, if we stay in one little spot here, it doesn't constantly follow us. Okay. And if the distance gets a little too far, it probably needs to speed up a bit. So we should up that distance a tiny bit to say 0.6. But if that distance, we're going to copy this whole thing over. Oh, probably not the whole thing, because we're already getting the player position, which is vector 2. Why do I do stuff like that? Copy and paste before. So we're going to get position. So this is all the same thing. But if our distance hits, say, 1, then we're going to follow faster. Okay. So this one here we're actually going to get rid of. And player position now. Move towards the vector 3. Speed 1. And if we have follow faster, we are going to say get all of, no, we're going to get this and all the way, okay, well we need those two, but we also need the position. So we get player position, convert player position, we set that value, we're going to move towards that, but this time at a speed of 2. The finish distance of, say, 0.3. And finish. Right, so here we have, oh, you little, yeah, see now if we start sprinting, I mean that sprint is insanely fast, but we're going to have to do something with that. But if we start to move faster, see how that camera starts to speed up? Speeding up a little too late, we got to up that, and we got to speed up its speed a little bit. So follow faster needs to happen a little earlier. We'll say 0.9, and the speed can probably go 2.5. Right, we gotta play with that sprint though. It's just insane. of so far the makings of a 2D platformer. Let's save that. What are we doing for time? 40 minutes. That's probably pretty good. What should we do in the next video? I want to do that cave. We can do an area with that lever that we have and have a boss battle. I think I should probably use that duck animation somehow and think of maybe a special skill, ability. I don't know, maybe we'll jump up in the air and shoot down like a lightning ball, or I don't know, maybe we'll charge up and bounce off things, or maybe we'll shoot some sort of big old laser or something. Who knows? We'll think of something. But yeah, I'll think about some of the stuff. Like I said, I really want to play with the 2D lighting, which I really want to make a cave. Make the cave look all pretty. Possibly add in climbing for the trees. You know, maybe put some coins up top or whatever. We could probably add in cherries that replenish health. But yeah, so we're definitely getting there, though. I mean, we've got a good basis of how things are looking. So I'll catch you in the next video. Okay.